Every AI company seems to be adopting MCP, OpenAI, Anthropic, Cursor, and half the internet says it changes everything, while the other half says it is literally just a wrapper around REST. So who is actually right? To answer that, picture the model like this. A person sealed inside a glass box. Notes can be pushed under the door. It can write a note and slide one back out. That is the entire relationship. It cannot reach through the glass. So when you ask an AI to open a GitHub issue, here is what people imagine. The model reaches out and creates it. That cannot happen. There is glass in the way. What actually happens is this. The model writes a note. Please open an issue. Checkout is returning 500. And somebody outside the box picks it up and does the work. Which brings us straight back to the question in the title. REST already exists. GitHub has an API. Your database has an API. Everything does. So why can't the model just call one? Because calling one means reaching through the glass. And it cannot. Somebody outside has to make that call. So let's draw that somebody. And let's be blunt about who it is. It is your code. The part you sit down and write. It reads the note, works out which service that means, and makes the REST call. The if statements. The authentication. The retries. The model asks. Your code does. Everything else in this video is just this picture getting bigger. And that code needs to know a surprising amount. Authentication, endpoints, parameters, retries, errors, pagination, all of it for every service. And you write it every time. Let's make it real. An AI DevOps assistant. It reads your logs. It opens GitHub issues. It notifies Slack. 3 services. So 3 notes and 3 engineers who know how to act on them. You wrote all 3. Now your company builds a second one. A support bot. It reads the same logs. It opens the same issues. It posts to the same Slack. So somebody writes the same 3 engineers again. That is 6 of them. With 4 assistants, it would be 12. Nobody did anything wrong. It just keeps multiplying. So here is the idea. Take the engineer out of the app. Stand them next to the service instead. Same knowledge. New address. Now they do not belong to one app. Any app can hand them a note. And that has a name. It is an MCP server. But moving them out opens a gap. Before, your code lived inside your app, so it could talk to it any way you liked. You invented that. Every app invented its own. Now the work stands somewhere else, and every other app wants to reach it too. So both sides agree on one format. The piece that stands next to the service is the MCP server. The piece inside your app that knows how to talk to any server is the MCP client. And it usually comes with your framework. 1 server per service, 1 client per app, and in between, the same format every time. That agreement is the whole protocol. And because the engineer now serves everyone, they hand out a menu, read recent logs, open an issue, post to a channel, each with a name and exactly what it needs from you. Your app shows that menu to model, and the model picks one, which gives you the cleanest way to say the difference. REST tells you how to call a service. MCP tells an AI what it can do. So, one note, all the way through. Checkout crashes. Your app slides the situation and the menu on the door. The model writes back, open an issue, checkout returns 500. Still just a note. Your app hands it to the MCP server for GitHub, and the server makes the ordinary REST call. Issue 42 comes back under the door, and the model tells the human what happened. Notice what never moved. GitHub's REST API is exactly where it always was. The MCP server is the thing calling it. MCP sits in front of your API. It is not a replacement. One app, one service, an API you already know, then just write it yourself, and that is a completely reasonable answer. MCP earns its place when the same services have to serve several AI apps. That is the whole trade. So, if REST already existed, why did we need MCP? Because REST solved communication between software. MCP solves communication between AI and software. REST tells computers how to talk. MCP tells AI what it can do. Different problem, different layer.